Today's story comes from the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verses 1 through 21. The title of the story is Daniel's Purpose Not to Defile Himself. Greetings, I am your host, Cheryl E Secrest, and this is Effectively Making a Noise. Daniel was a great Jewish prophet who served the God of Israel in Babylon at the court of King Nebuchadnezzar. By birth, he was the son of a royal family of the tribe of Judah. But as a youth, he was carried away into captivity, along with many other Jews, by the king of Babylon after his first siege. And a siege is a battle to gain control of something of Jerusalem in 605 BC. This was during the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah. At the court of Babylon, Daniel was selected with other young captives of noble birth to be trained for state service. The king commanded the master of his eunuchs, and eunuchs were men servants who could never become fathers, sapiens, to choose some of the Israelite youths of royal lineage and of the aristocracy for this special training. They were to be physically strong, good-looking, intelligent, wise, quick to learn, and capable of serving in the king's palace. They were to be taught the language and learning of the chitlins. The king assigned them a special table where they were to eat the rich food which the king ate, and to drink the wine which he drank. They were to receive training for 3 years, and at the end of that time would be ready to serve the king. Among these were 4 splendid youths of the tribe of Judah, whose Hebrew names were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. The chaplains' names given them by the master of the eunuchs were Belteshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But Daniel determined not to defile himself by eating the king's food or drinking his wine. According to his religious training, these things were forbidden. So he asked the master of the eunuchs for permission not to defile himself. The Lord gave Daniel favor in the sight of the officer, so that he was willing to consider Daniel's requests. But he pointed out to Daniel that the king, who appointed their food and drink, might see that they were not thriving as well as the others. Then the eunuch said he would be in danger of being put to death. But Daniel suggested to the steward, a steward is one in charge of the affairs of another, who prepared their food and drink, that they may be permitted to try this plan. Put your servants to the test, said Daniel. For a period of 10 days, let us be given beans to eat and water to drink. Then compare our appearance with that of the youths who eat the king's food, and decide how you would deal with your servants. The steward agreed to try this proposal, and so he tested them for 10 days. At the end of 10 days, it was clearly seen that they looked healthier and fatter than all the youths who ate of the king's food. After that, the steward took away their portion of the king's food and the wine they were to drink, and gave them beans. The God of their fathers was favorable to these 4 youths, and gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had the special gift of understanding in all visions and dreams. At the end of the 3 years of training, when the king had instructed that they be brought before him, the master of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. And the king conferred, which meant talked over with them. And among them all, none were found like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore, they were chosen as worthy of serving the king. The king examined the Hebrew youths by asking them all kinds of difficult questions, and in all matters of wisdom and understanding of which he inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers in his whole realm. And realm means kingdom or country. So these earnest and faithful young noblemen served the king and their own people for many years to come. That is the end of our story today. Thank you for listening. Be blessed.